Hello folks, right, you join me on another car camp. Oh, it's rum and a little drop of ginger ale, ginger beer, whatever it is. Very nice too. That's proper Navy rum. It's actually in a Hague whiskey bottle, but it is rum. It's just that the bottle of rum I got was massive and there's not much rum. And I didn't have one of those small little sort of brandy small whiskey glasses. Bottle, so it ended up in there somehow, but there we are. It's rum, not whiskey. Got a drop of wine as well, which I have with me food here. Anyway, I digress already. Anyway, so yeah, I'm car camping again. I'm in mid Wales, and I've been doing a little bit of video with how I set up and all the rest of it. So I'll be going through that footage when I get back. I'll do a little video on the tech that I use. I'll probably just spread it out on a table or something. It's a little bit difficult to do it in here, but I'm pretty well covered. I got little I got electric hookup at this one. I got a little electric radiator, little 600-700 watt job, and yeah, life is good really. So I wish I was just a little bit more flexible. So 55 years of age, I have lost a stone in weight, 14 pounds. This is the whole reason. Now, I wouldn't even in my terms call this a holiday. It's not. It's a means to an end. The only thing that seems to work for me, forget gym, forget exercises, is walking. I do like walking, and it's a great exercise and it's a great way to burn off excess fat. Now, I've changed my diet somewhat. So I wasn't getting any heavier. I was getting heavier and heavier. I nearly peaked out at 100 kilos, which I think is about 16 stone. And for somebody of my height, that's a lot. I know I'm quite sort of heavy boned, but that's a lot. That is heavy. So yeah, I didn't feel that fat, although I did at that time because I was very bloated. But changed the diet and the sort of bloating came down a bit. Did a fair bit of exercise coming up to Easter, but that tailed off over the summer months, and I sort of put the weight back on again. But I changed my diet and it sort of stabilised the weight, but it wasn't coming off. I got down to about 97 kilos, about 15 and a half stone, something like that. So I decided that I'm going to use this car as a car camper and park up at a campsite, specific campsites where I can just park up, hang the keys up and walk out of the site straight up to some decent hill walking or coastal walking. But coast is quite hilly as well anyway. Main reason for that is I used to enjoy going over to the Brecon Beacons or whatever they're called now, but unfortunately, in this day and age, I don't feel safe leaving the car unattended for hours on end. Now, I do walk a long way. Sometimes I've been known to walk for 13 hours non-stop. So if anybody sees me draw up in the car park, backpack, walking, they know I'm going to be away for ages. Anybody, just if you dress up accordingly, people thought, oh, they're on a long hike. We've got all the time in the world to rob their car, damage the car, cut the catalytic converter off, blah blah blah. Then I come down off the mountains, find the car's been done over and it's not drivable, no bloody phone signal down in the valleys, got to climb back up again to get a signal to call for assistance. Absolute nightmare. So I'm afraid I don't feel confident doing that anymore. You go to these places, see broken glass, mattresses, crap, literally crap, human and animal. So that's what I'm doing. I'm looking for campsites. I've found a few. I would have been down in South Wales, Southwest Wales today, if it wasn't for the fact that we've had so much rain that I know for a fact that the mountain that I was looking to go up, it would literally have been running off there like multiple rivers. And indeed, I do think that where some of the streams cross the path, I don't even think they would have been passable. So I'm here. It's got a great little walk out the back of the site. and gets up onto just an undulating terrain up there, which is lovely. Not that high. I haven't bothered to bring any radio. I did a little bit of radio stuff up there last time. Couldn't hear a thing. It's 450 meters up there at the peak, but obviously where I am, there's higher stuff in Mid Wales, where I was when I went to the glamping lodge pod, and there's higher stuff as far as Shropshire is concerned, the Clee Hills and Malverns and all this type of stuff, and that way you got the Brecon Beacon. So it's high, but there's stuff higher all the way around. So all right, it'd be great for certain types of radio propagation, but the type of thing that I like, it's not very good. So I haven't bought the radio. I'm just looking to walk a bloody long way. I'm still struggling on the steep bits, but getting there. I'm getting there. So I'm going to keep plodding away at this type of stuff, and I will keep plodding away till I'm at my target weight, which is about 13.5 stone, which is I think around about 85 kilos. So I'm 94 at the moment. So I've got 9 kilos to go. So I think probably I'll drop a couple on this one. I'm going out for a massive walk tomorrow. I'm going out for a massive walk again on Thursday, and then I'm due to depart on Friday. So there we go. Anyway, car camping wise, is extremely low budget. I'll show you around in another video, and I've shown you some sneak peeks, phase 1, etc. But I'll show you the sort of, well, if you can call it the finished product. I'll show you that. I've learnt from it's now my 14th night away, not consecutively. It's I did 3 down in Devon, 5 here. It was going to be 3 nights, but not the last named storm. There was a named storm yesterday, Babette, I think. Then there was Kieran, and then there was one before that. I was here on the one before that, and the weather was so bad. I looked up and there was crashes all over the motorway and motorways. It was terrible. So I extended the 3-night stay to a 5, which was good actually, because it's helped me prove that I've got enough sort of backup emergency stock to live quite well, even if I got caught in bad weather, which is completely possible. Especially, I had a cabinar earlier on. It's repeating on me, something rotten. Anyway, I got Rennies, so after I finished my rums, I'll hit the Rennies. Anyway, I know I can stay a few more days. One of these days I'm going to get hit by snow or something here, and I got dried food, tinned food, etc. And it worked great. I have got electric hookup this time, so I got a little electric radiator there, little 600 watt. Still cooking on gas, but I have got a gas heater as well. But I don't particularly like having any sort of open. It's got a grill in front of it, but you know what I mean. You get the edge of your pullover, your bed in. Next thing you know, you're diving out the car trying to beat the flames out on your own back. Having said that, I got a carbon monoxide detector over there. The only time that's gone off, believe it or not, was how should we put it? Self-produced gas following a casserole that I made. Dear. Anyway, say that's there to protect me. I completely disengaged the gas from the cooker. If the weather's not too bad outside, I do actually cook outside, which I did tonight. But when the weather got really bad, I have had to cook from within the vehicle. So last I was here for the first named storm, then there was another one, was Kieran, and I got hit for 6. I got a gazebo outside. I had to take that down early. I got hit for 6 with that. 5-nighter again. So you see a lot of people said, wow, I'm out for 1 night, man. 1 night out. I've done 2 5-nighters and a 3-nighter, and this is 3-nighter. Possibly I may extend this one to 5-nighter as well. So I must admit, I don't find it that difficult. Really, I don't. I suppose I do put together a fair plate of grub. You see some people, they're pretty much living out of bloody MRE packs, which they're fine. Don't get me wrong, but I would consider that more sort of a wild camping food, an emergency food. I don't want to be eating out of a flaming bag. Let's set things up a bit nice. I've done the carbonara tonight. I've got a Japanese hot pot probably tomorrow, and I've got ham, hock, and rice for the third night. Lunch times, soup, crusty rolls, noodles, blah blah blah. I don't do breakfast. So yeah, I eat and drink well. I've got not one place have I failed to get an internet connection. Not one place that I've been, I had to resort to the site Wi-Fi. I'm literally on my own Wi-Fi. I've got a new thing I'm trying out this time. It's a little 10-inch old tablet I got. It's nearly past it, but I can still watch YouTube and iPlayer and things on it, so it's all right for now. If that works out, maybe Black Friday I'll try and get a more modern tablet. I've got a Chromebook there for doing other stuff. I've got my phone, obviously. You can entertainment wise, absolutely fine. And yeah, I just lay the blow up mattress out, pump that up on the first night, and then I just fold it back on itself, and that stays behind me. So I've got a day and a night mode here, basically. I have done a lot of video while I've been doing this stuff, but I deleted the bloody lot in the end. I ended up with gigabyte after gigabyte of footage in the end. I can't be bloody, and I deleted the lot. So I thought, well, let's leave it now till I've got a pretty stable setup, and I'll do some video this time and show you around, and I'll show you a bit of the hills up there. Now, a lot of this is going to be in preparation for me getting back into the radio stuff. I say, if I'd have been going up that mountain, it's Van Heineog mountain, I'd identified a campsite, etc. I reckon it would have been flooded. I think it's the river, this River Towie. I don't know, I can't remember. But that's usually quite a fast flowing river. I wouldn't be surprised if it hadn't burst its banks with the amount of water that would be coming off that 800 metre peak up there. So that'll have to be another time. But this was a nice, well drained site, and getting to know the people here and all the rest of it. The little place I am on the site, there's nobody here. Might get some people turn up, don't know. Been here a couple of times, and generally they turn up for the weekend. Weekdays there's nobody here, so that suits me fine. Little shop down there, there's not a lot in it this time of year, but I just got some farm fresh eggs down there as well. That'd be nice. So yeah, I'm doing all right. I have to say, I haven't really been warm enough in the trips I've done already. I don't know if you know the type of heater. It's called a storage heater. And what happens with a storage heater is it's a load of bricks in it. And the idea is during cheap rate electricity in the night, usually 7 hours, called economy 7, these elements heat the bricks up. And then during the peak time electricity, during the day, those bricks radiate heat. I'm very much like a storage heater. Now, I don't really feel the cold too much until I get cold to the bone. Then I take a lot of warming up, a bit like a storage heater. First time you put a storage heater on, it takes ages for the bricks to get a bit of heat. But after that, they always retain a little bit of heat, and the heater's never stone cold. A bit like me, unless you leave it off, then it gets stone cold. And it's a job to get the heat back in those bricks. Pretty much, I'm a storage heater. I've got a good heat in me. I'm that shape. I'm a bit of a hunter-gatherer shape. Physique. Energy is very much hunter-gatherer. I can plod. I'm not one of these people that skip over the train. I plod. But I've always got a bit of a change of pace at the end. I've always got a little bit left in reserve. And I don't really get that cold. People have said... I've actually had people come up to me thinking I'm a suicide... potential suicide cases. You all right? Yeah, I'm right, thanks. Because I'm just pull over and they're up like with their full Arctic clothing, and I just got a pullover on or a t-shirt. They say, are you all right? Genuine concern, like. It's like a load of people come up to me on Beacon Batch once and say, are you all right? Is there anything you'd like to talk to us about? No, all right. I thought I was up there to top myself. Anyway, it's nice to show some concern, but they were all at their North Face and these puffer jackets and bloody, and it was only Beacon Patch. Anyway, so yeah, I'm all right until I get cold to the bone, and my feet were like blocks of ice. I had so much trouble getting some warmth back into me. At the moment, I don't know if my limited mobility will allow me. I've got like long johns on. They look like leggings, but they're not. It's just long johns. I feel a bit of a prat actually, but needs must, eh? Oh God. I've got like these bloody mountain bikers wear. I got some shorts on, then I got long johns there, look. And then, I got, Christ, I got these pink socks my missus made. Oh, I'm not proud. They're really warm. It's like bed socks. It's very much like going back in time when you're in places like this. And so bed socks like you used to wear. I got a hot water bottle there, which was great. That was the one thing that brought it round. So I've got some of these. I dug them out from my other stuff. These warmer things, hand and foot warmer things. You just open it and they warm up for X amount of hours. But I haven't tried those yet. But the hot water bottle was great. So I got this heater, but it tends not to warm down at low level. Anyway, I've just invested in a new sleeping bag as well, because the one I got was paper thin. So I should be much better off this time. So yeah, yeah, happier. People think you. I've had somebody come up to me and say, that's a good little setup there. I says, yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. And get chatting, and they've got a pretty decent sort of motorhome. And they said, John, that's a cracking little setup. And literally, it's nothing's installed as such. It's a couple of curtain poles for the. I've just got some travel blankets as curtains. I've got a couple of crates here. One's got bedding, the other's got electrical bits and pieces. Got a porta potty, heater. I've got what they call a floor chair that I'm sat on at the moment. So yeah, I've just upgraded the fridge in here with the electric hookup. It's not really a hardship in my context of that. And in fact, it's a little. I suppose I'm a little bit odd. I don't know if other people agree with me or not, but I think. Well, sorry for being a bit meandering, but one of the reasons that I do like walking the hills and doing the radio stuff and things like that is, it seems odd, I suppose, but over a period of time, especially when we had all that family illness and work, I always had quite a stressful, always been an anxious person as well. Over a period of time, you get the sort of stresses and you know what I mean, of daily life. And I do find I need to reset myself. And the only way, I'm a big thinker. Now, I'm not showing off with this, but as a kid, I did start talking very young as a baby. And I did end up in a bloody child psychiatry thing once. And it was one of these things where they were looking at me playing with this stuff in this room through a one-way mirror. And anyway, at the end of it all, they said the trouble with your kid is he's actually quite high IQ. And what they're doing at school with him and all the rest of it is just not sort of taxing his mind enough. Now that sounds like a good thing, doesn't it? Ooh, high IQ. But it's manifested itself in me by being a thinker. I'm always busy in the head. I'm always thinking about something. I'm never... It's odd. I didn't realise that a lot of other people, don't have an internal dialogue or monologue. You're not talk. I'm always talking to myself in my head, and I'm talking to myself verbally as well, most of the time. And to me, that's completely normal. Some people have an internal dialogue where, like I do, I'm actually asking myself a question, I'm answering it as well. Other people have a monologue where they're just sort of talking in their head. Other people got nothing going on in their head at all. I didn't realise that was such a thing. I've always been so busy. For example, long haul flight, 12-hour long haul flight. I just sit and think. I don't even turn any of the screen on or anything. Just sit and think for 12 hours. And I'm never bored. I've never been bored in here. Those named storms. I was in here for, at one point, apart from one or two quick excursions down to the ablutions block, probably 24, 36 hours, because the weather was too bad to go out walking. Not bored at all. I find that nothing. I'm just not bored. Never bored. Anyway, the trouble with that is, it can make you lack concentration on some quite fundamental things, and people think I'm stupid. Sometimes I'll forget what the difference between left and right, because there's so much. My mental arithmetic is terrible, because as I'm working, I forget the previous answer, the previous number. Just forget it. Numbers. If you recite a number or a name to me, I'll forget it in an instant. I bet if I took one of these memory tests for Alzheimer's or something, I would fail it. And I'm not that I'm getting that way, but I've always been that way. But the only time that changes, and I've always got a certain underlying level of anxiety as well. With anxiety, people say you suffer from anxiety. Well, to be honest, in this life, certainly from my experience, there's a lot to be anxious about. So I think being anxious and having anxiety is perfectly sort of risk aware, so to speak. Anyway, I digress. The only time I sort of get clarity of thought is when something, I was going to swear, something serious kicks off, you know? I remember when I used to be at work, it'd be all right. You sort of let the sort of alpha people carry on. And all of a sudden, something really go tits up. And they've gone, oh, what are we going to do, what are we going to do? And I would get this sudden clarity of thought, say, this is what we're going to do. I've always been very good at that. My sort of known things, we're not dead yet. I always seem to have something that I can do that sorts things out. Not dead yet. That's why I'm a bit of a prepper, because I see what could possibly go wrong, and I put in place things that other people just probably wouldn't think about. Same when I got the hills. I've been on those hills and mountains, and I'll get so far and I'll get bloody cramp or start hurting or just knackered or beaten with the elements, and all of a sudden I'll actually feel broken. I will feel broken, and it's almost like a release. You think, I've had it. I'll go back. I'll turn back. I said, well, I can't, because it's equidistant. I don't like failure anyway. It's a silly trait. Really, you sort of give up when you know you've had your lot. You either go back, and you think, well, back is just as far as if I actually get to the destination. And then somehow I rebuild myself from that, and I will get to where I was going, and same on the way back. There was one occasion on Van Berheineog, I've known a couple of people we've been up there with, it's literally broken them. They've come off, quite fit people, they've come off that mountain broken. One time I bought these military boots, and they were too heavy, and my bloody back, oh crap, it's really affecting my lower back, and they were hurting as well. I thought, oh my god. I think I'm just going to collapse down in that hole. I don't. But I rebuilt myself, and I just, through sheer determination, and that's what gave me clarity of thought. And also, when I get back, I feel elated. That elation is almost like a reset, and I'm all right for quite a long time. You sort of think you extra confidence, feel good, your ability to concentrate on things. It puts other problems into perspective. Now, a good thing I picked up the other day, something I read, if you're worried about something or you're moaning about something, just ask yourself, is there anything you can do to fix the problem? If the answer is no, don't worry about it. If there's nothing you can do to fix, to a certain extent, don't worry about it. If there is, try and fix the problem. So I was getting irate about politics and world events and all the rest of it. I thought, is there anything I can do about it? No. Stop worrying about it. And when I get to a place like this bit of, some people would call this hardship. I don't really call it hardship. But it does when you get back home. Put it into perspective. You sort of sat there, big 50-inch TV, easy to go and grab a cold one out the fridge, great grub and all the rest of it. Go down to the supermarket, get what you want. You think, yeah, it makes you appreciate what you have when you get back as well. So yeah, it's just win-win for me, this type of thing. And yeah, you sort of you sort of then look on social media, whatever. There's people sort of getting really upset because they didn't manage to get their favourite tomatoes in Waitrose, and you think, so what? I won't go into that. I know reasons for that. You get these people crying their eyes out. Something or other, saying, "Oh, I couldn't do this. I could. Life's not fair." Ain't that bad, really, is it? And a lot of people a lot worse off, and not being able to get your chosen tomatoes or whatever. I remember one occasion. I won't go into that too much, but Waitrose had a supply chain problem. And out it all came on Twitter. Oh, country, oh, bloody, all this type of stuff. No tomatoes. There was nothing in Waitrose. We only go in there really because the meat and fish counter is 20% off on a Friday for fish. Fish Fridays. Anyway, as we were walking around, I thought, this place is bloody empty. Of course, they were all on social media going, the country's failed. Oh. We went across to Lidl. And it was fully stocked. It's just these people wouldn't sort of lower themselves to go into Lidl, and they just assumed that the whole country was collapsing because Waitrose had suffered a supply chain problem. Anyway, all that sort of stuff seems like immaterial. It's just bollocks once you've been through a bit of hardship, or serious hardship, or been physically or mentally. See, these hills sometimes they will break me physically and almost mentally. It's like hitting a reset button on a computer. You build yourself back up and you come back better than what you were before. So, yeah, that's one of the reasons why I do it. That's one of the reasons why I do all that CTX stuff on the radio. There's nothing about collecting points, nothing about collecting prizes. There's nothing about, your signal will be much better up there. None of that sort of stuff. It was literally the challenge of almost breaking yourself, or perhaps completely breaking yourself, building yourself back up from that, beating the terrain, beating the weather, getting a station on the air, getting back, and then you will revel in the fact that your beers taste lovely that night, and you've hit the reset and you're feeling pretty damn good. So yeah, that's the reason. Anyway, that's my vlog here for night one here in Mid Wales. So I don't drink excessively anymore. Don't like being drunk, but a couple of tots of rum after a pretty long day. Pretty cold outside. Nice and clear skies tonight. A lot of stars to be seen up in Mid Wales. So what's not to like, guys? What's not to like? So yeah. I don't know what order these videos are going to come out, but I'll be doing some things now that I've got the setup tidy, and yeah, you should also see some stuff coming out on UKCB TV once I've managed to find a campsite with I have actually found a campsite, but a campsite that is going to be usable, and the mountain that is able to be climbed once we've perhaps had a dry week, because literally the amount of rain that we've had over this last month or so has been incredible. So playing it safe, but still doing the exercise, and hopefully target weight. Could I do it by Christmas? It's November the 14th now. We can only wait and see.